Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to really manifest specific people, events, and conditions. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video this morning. I want to talk about a session yesterday with this client that his situation was that he had a girl he was dating that had just broken up with a boyfriend that she was dating for probably about 8 months, 8 or 9 months, something like that. So it was relatively serious. And but they had broken up. And so he was dating her. But then during that her old boyfriend wanted to talk to her. They got back together. And so they talked about it. And you know, his desire, of course, was that they would get back together, but he hadn't heard anything, right? And then he wasn't pushing it. He wasn't trying to push on 3D, but he did hear that this guy that she was dating, her ex that she was now back with, was going to be relocated somewhere out of town. And so he had all of these things rolling around in his head. He was imagining that they would be together, but he was concerned. He was concerned that she'd be in another city. She's concerned that she's going to stay with this guy. All of that's going around him. And I said, and what we really talked about was this idea that, remember, none of that is gonna create your desired reality. It's not that, you know, we moved his focus off of trying to manifest her staying in the city, trying to manifest them being together by the holidays. That was another thing. So he had places and dates and her all mixed up. And I said, remember, what you manifest, what you experience, you are all that is. Hear this. Experiencing reality through your infinite vantage points or viewpoints. So it's who you're being. Be that person that you want to be here and now. And then the time and the places and you being together, none of that will matter. You will be together. So this is what happened. So he said, Tom, I did nothing. You were right. I just went in and decided that it's all coming from within me. Hear this, right? He goes, I took the focus off of trying to manifest her. I took the focus off of worrying about the holidays. I took the focus off worrying about her being out of town and just worrying about me being in that relationship with her, in that relationship that I desire here and now. And so hear this. She texted him and said, hey, I want to talk. They talked. It turns out that she broke up with this guy. He had not heard. Remember, he wasn't checking social media or anything. And that they're not together. And that she just needed she wanted some time to herself, but now she wants to date him again. They want to get back together. And they're even talking about getting together for a few hours on Christmas Eve. Do you hear this? So all of it's sort of falling in place for him as he took his focus off he was desperately trying to manifest her, right? Imagining that, trying to imagine it over the holidays, and then trying to imagine that she doesn't move versus just being here and now with her within. And this is what he did. So I want to talk about this because we have another follow-up session next week. We're going to talk about it more. But this is some of the things that we talked about, right? Remember, there's only one moment in time. Your experience of time is the experience of that one moment from infinite perspectives, infinite vantage points, and infinite viewpoints. It's all now. You don't have to worry about the future. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. It's all happening now. Stand in that moment. And it's all here. So her moving out of town and all of this kind of stuff, that just puts him, remember, reality's happening right now within, here and now within you. There's only one place in space, and your experience of space is the experiencing and perceiving of yourself and the people, places, and things within it. There's only one place in space and time, and it's within you. This is really what I think did it for him. He has no idea. but once he let go of desperately trying to manifest, desperately trying to control the time and the places, and just decided to go, it's within him here and now, him being with her within here and now, then he got it. He wasn't trying to manifest her. He was creating the reality where she was within him. They are together. Do you see it? It was more of a focus of him knowing that he's all that is. That his relationship with her, his experiences in 3D reality is you. That's what we really were talking about. It's all you. So just experience that within and it must show. So there's only one place in space. Your experience of space is the experiencing and perceiving of yourself and the people, places, things within it. And then with other things in time, and remember, with others and things that you want, you are all that is. Experiencing yourself from infinite viewpoints, infinite vantage points and perspectives, as a dream or projection of the one divine mind or that conscious awareness. So it's all you as the center of that divine mind. We've talked about that, but we really hit it with him in this idea that he doesn't have to desperately hang on to her. He doesn't have to desperately hang on to keeping her in town or worrying about her leaving town, or desperately hang on the idea that the holidays are coming and I'm running out of time. You don't run out of anything. It's all within you. You are 3D reality. When you sit in that and just imagine that, then everything is added on to you, right? You've got the kingdom now within. That's what Jesus meant. So there you are as the center of infinity. So you, me, others, time, space is source, experiencing itself from infinite perspectives, infinite viewpoints, infinite vantage points, identities, and versions, here and now, in this one moment in eternity. Each one of us is all that is, experiencing ourselves from various vantage points. Everyone you run into, all experiences, all events, is a different version, a different vantage point of you as all that is, seeing yourself. You're only ever experiencing or seeing yourself. This is really the message. You are all that is. You're that one divine mind, that one awareness, that one consciousness. I am that I am. So when you light up that image, when you remember that, without the baggage of trying to manifest something from the outside, without the baggage of trying to manifest something within a specific time, without the baggage of trying to manifest something within a specific place, and realize that the time, the place, and the thing you want is all you here and now, well, then you can have those things in the time you want it, in the place you want it, in the stuff you want. Do you see it? Now you first seek the kingdom, and all else will be added to you. So manifesting specific people, things, events, experiences, places, and times is about you as all that is. This is really the point we made. Perceiving yourself from that unique viewpoint, vantage point, perspective, and identity. There is no out there. That's what he did. He decided to see himself as that identity. That remember, she's within him. So being that identity, still imagining that he's with her. But from the standpoint that she comes out from within him, he's not trying to attract her or pull her towards him, right? This is different. Remember, all of that, whether you're manifesting specific people, things, events, experiences, places, and times, it's all about you as all that is, perceiving your own self from that unique viewpoint, from that unique vantage point or perspective or identity. There's no out there. We've covered this, but in a way we're going to cover it a little different today. Source is here to experience itself through and as you, right? Through and as you. And you are here to experience yourself as source. Hear it. Hear this. Source is here and now. It's everywhere to experience itself through you as you. And you are here in this experience to experience yourself as source, to remember or to create, manifest, and experience the infinite images, or in other words, mental memories, right? Because that's what images are. Everything is finished of who you really are. That's what a memory is. It's an image like we talked about in yesterday's video. You are source and source is you. The creator, source, is absolute power, absolute knowing, absolute freedom, love, joy, and creativity. Those are the aspects of source. This is another discussion we had with him. That remember, when you're pushing against your own nature, when you're not feeling free, you're not feeling love, you're not feeling joy, you're not feeling creative, when you're trying to attract something to you, when you're trying to pull something towards you, you're not feeling the freedom that you already are everything. That it's really about you imagining it and calling it forth, and feeling that love. Those are the natural attributes of source, or as you as a creator. And that's who you really are. You're here to express yourself as source in infinite ways. Right? I am the way. That's why Jesus said, I am the way. To express yourself in infinite ways. What is the way? The way is I am. So it's not about her and who she's with and where she's going to be on Christmas Eve or where she's going to be living. It's about you deciding who you are, experiencing that freedom within, that love, that joy, and that creativity to imagine any image you want. You, yourself, within that relationship. Right? To express that, to express yourself as source or self in infinite ways. I am the way. I am is the way to experience yourself in infinite ways. It's all about you. When you make it all about you, now you're centered truly in self. That's what self-centered means, to be centered within yourself, your true nature. Right? So when you try to manipulate, force, influence people, places, and things, time and space, you're resisting your own true nature as source. Right? He wasn't so much trying to manipulate it, but he was in some ways, right, focused on the outer events, right, focused on trying to influence those in some way, hoping that she doesn't move, right, hoping that they can spend some time together over the holidays, right? Your true nature is that of source. It's free, it's spontaneous, and it's new in every moment. Another point we hit. It doesn't matter what went on, what will go on, what you believe you remember, what you believe you don't remember. It only matters what you are lighting up right now. Who you are right now changes all time. Right? And that's what he did. He moved into an identity and changed all time. Changed an event where she wasn't dating that guy anymore. Right? It was like they never got to hear this. It was like they never got back together. Because she wasn't even with him. Right? She was with him for a little while, and then she broke up again with him, and she just hadn't had any contact with him yet. But she reached out, right? So it was him moving to that space, feeling that freedom, feeling that spontaneity, being new, absolutely and wholly unaffected by prior or past or future moments. Anything outside or external to itself. That's source. There's nothing outside of it. There's nothing from the past or the future other than this moment. That source. Nothing. There's nothing premeditated. There's no external cause. It's totally spontaneous, open, natural, and infinitely powerful. That's who you are. But when we make the prior moments important, and we start thinking about those, or we start thinking about the future where we might not be with them, or something might happen, then we're allowing outer conditions to sap our power, right? Sucking that power out of you, giving your power away to the conditions. You're the pure potential of all possible outcomes, events, and experiences. And you're unaffected by anything. You're untouched by anything. That's source. No external cause, nothing premeditated, nothing from the future or past because there isn't any. Nothing affects it. It's spontaneous, open, natural, and infinitely powerful to create from within itself whatever it wants to experience without regard to any previous frame or reality or moment. There's only one moment. That's powerful. So your experience of reality as source is made of infinite experiences of that one moment and now. There's only one moment in time. So your experience of time is seeing that one moment, hear this, from infinite viewpoints, from different perspectives, from different vantage points, each independent and unconnected to the moment before. Because there is no moment before, there is no moment after. Do you see, there are no connections. We make the connections. We tell the story. We create the parallel experience or the linear experience of reality, right? Infinite frames of reality. You make the connections. You remember the images. You create a linear horizontal experience of reality. That's okay, but know that none of them are really connected unless you say so. Do you see it? So remember it the way you want to remember it, and allow those connections, allow reality to rearrange itself, those connections to rearrange themselves around who you're being now in this moment, the frame that you're lighting up now. There's no connection other than your story and your connections you create. There's nothing linear, there's nothing continuous, there's nothing solid. There is no real time or space. There's only here and now, and that's you. Right in this moment. There's only that frame of you in this moment. Do you see it? There you are in the center in that frame. You can call forth any experience, light up any frame, and then you project that linear experience. But we get caught up in that and believe that experience is reality. That's what's happening. But remember, who you are here creates the past and future, creates it all. You create it all from that present moment. And all of those people are coming from within you. All of those events are coming from within you. All of those things and conditions are coming from within you. You get to create it. There's nothing linear, continuous, or solid of any of it. This is infinity, and you're at the center of all of it. Everything else is potential. Potential frames, potential realities, right, that you get to choose and pick from. Duality, relativity, cause and effect, time, space, our assumptions that enable you to experience what it's like to be absolute, infinite, and unlimited. So yes, duality, relativity, cause and effect, time, space, yes, we're here to make those assumptions. But not to believe that's reality, but an experience of reality. To know that we can loosen those assumptions anytime. Loose him and set him free. Unbind him and set him free, as Jesus called out. Right when Lazarus was standing there, resurrected, but still feeling bound by time, space, relativity, and all of those things. So it's about unbinding yourself, knowing that you're resurrected, you get to call the shots. That yes, to consciously know that you are making these assumptions, right? To have this experience. This is what enables you to have the 3D experience. This is what enables you to experience what it's like to be all that is. These assumptions of duality, relativity. They're not meant to be seen as limitations, but rather as an experience. Hear this. Rather as an experience as all that is, or as source. Time, space, cause and effect, all of those assumptions, they're not meant to be limitations, right? Even though they feel like limitations because they feel like they're limiting all that is. It's just a perspective to be able to experience yourself as all that is. Remember, there's no difference between the physical frames you are seeing, the mental memory or the mental memory of physical frames, in other words, what you're remembering about your life or reality, or the metaphysical frames that you're assuming and imagining, or whatever you're lighting up and imagining. There's no difference between any of them. This is a big point we hit, because as he was imagining him with her, right? As we loosened up time and space and places, and we took his attention off those and put it more in the moment of being with her. Also, the big point was, even the physical frame that he believes is real, that he believes he's alone and not with her, it's all the same. That metaphysical frame he's creating is the same as that physical frame. There's no difference between them. They're all images or frames of reality that exist as potential. Manifested physically or not, they're still potential. Do you see it? Even the manifested frame is manifested potential. In other words, it's always changing. We're the ones that give it solidity and make it solid and make it real. But it's all potential. Whether it's manifested potential or non-manifested potential, unmanifested potential, it's all potential to be something else in this moment. So whether you're seeing the physical frame, right, or the memory of physical frames, you're remembering something, or you're imagining it, they're all the same. And in fact, hear this, they're all really one frame. There's only here and now in this frame of reality. Those other frames don't exist until you remember them, until you imagine them. until you sense them, right? They're all potential frames. They're all potential, and even the manifested frame is still potential. This is really what I wanted to get to today. You, as all that is, create frames of people, events, and conditions, giving them solidity and continuity by creating a horizontal linear experience in time and space, running the frames together to enjoy the experience or the movie, to experience what it's like to be all that is. So think of it, it is like you're creating your own movie, and you're starring in it, you're producing it, you're directing it, you're editing it. You're all of it. But we get lost in it, thinking that there's actually something else going outside of us, right? But you are the movie, you are the projector, you are the screen, you are all of it. It's all you. And you're creating that horizontal experience so you can have the experience, not to believe that you are that experience, right? That's all that you are. You're so much more. When you assume and believe those people, events, and conditions exist outside you, are separate from you, that the movie is separate from you, that it's not just a movie or dream you're creating within you. You get trapped in the script, in the current frame, giving your infinite power away to the movie in the script that you created. You're creating the movie in the script, in the physical experience, in the perceiving. But we get caught in it as though the movie or the dream is outside of us, that it's a real thing outside of us. You get trapped in the script, in the current frame, or in the movie. Right? Remember, just like you know how when you go to a movie, you still enjoy it. Do you hear it? You still enjoy the movie. You get lost in it. You feel the emotion of it. Right? You're squiggling in your seat when there's a fight scene or an action scene. Right? You get lost in that movie, although you know they're actors. You know it's just a movie. But you enjoy it. That's what we're doing here. It's to remember that we're creating a movie that we can enjoy and still know that we're creating it all. We're starring in it. We're directing it. We're producing it. We're all of it. We're the screen. We're all of it. Right? We are that awareness within which all of this movie and this dream takes place. So that's powerful today. There you are. You're all of it. You are all that is. Right? Creating that horizontal experience and the people, events, and conditions within it. Projecting that. Even as that current frame seems so solid and physical, it's still happening within all that is. Even as you imagine how you want it to be or remember how it was. Right? The key is that in each moment, you illuminate your ideal imagined frame. Identity of you as you would like things to be. Because when you do, you light up all infinity. As you imagine that, you change the multidimensional you. Your multidimensional you becomes more because of that. Right? Again, remember, infinity is always expanding. All that is always expanding. It's also done. It's also already created. That's the paradox. So you become more. The identity of you as you would like things to be and as you would like it to be. See the people, events, and conditions as you would like them to be. Right? So see yourself in reality as you would like it to be. Even as you would have liked it to be if you're thinking of imagining an image from the past. Right? And then you bend reality and you bend all time. You create the life of your dreams like that. This is what he did. I mean, that was his dream. It's part of his dream. Right? Do you see that? That's how you manifest specific people, events, and conditions. By knowing that they're all coming from within you. By creating it, by being spontaneous, by feeling that freedom as a creator. Spontaneity, love, joy, freedom within. By to stop trying to put it, we remember the idea of creating the horizontal experience is not to be subject to it, not to be in bondage to the physical experience, not to be in bondage to the linear time or space, to create it. To create the idea of linear time and space so you can enjoy the experience, not to be in bondage to it. Not to be in bondage to your creations, to create them. Right? Remember, the creator is forever greater than its creations. The conceiver is ever greater than its conceptions. You don't want to give your power away to the creations, to the conceptions, to the time and the space in which you project them. You have dominance over all of it. That's what we're talking about. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for being part of our membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for being a member. If you want to check it out, there's a link below. We just had a powerful, powerful live stream on Sunday. It went an hour and 20 minutes, our longest live event yet. We're going to have, I expect to have another one in December. I'm still looking at dates there. December is getting really full with coaching, full with events, full with Christmas and holiday stuff. But I do expect that we'll land on a date. I'll let you know. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom in the studios here in Las Vegas of Be Something Wonderful. Till next time, see you soon.